solve log n base 2 everything raised to the power 2 plus log n exponent 3 base 2 everything equal to 5. Right, so that is what the question is saying. So in this video we are going to demonstrate how to solve this type of problem or equation in logarithmical situation in exponential equation, right? So now the key here is that your first step here is to make sure that you find ways and means to replace these logarithm issues, right? So maybe in some cases that may be difficult in solving. So what will happen if I can replace this guy to something that we already know? So here, after replacing, you should head towards quadratic or equation. So the key, this is the key here, right? So this is the key here. You must know how to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, by the way, if you don't know how to solve a quadratic, why don't you pause this video and just revise on that, and then come back and check the solutions on this. The first step in solving this particular problem here is that we know the nature of a quadratic equation. So let's say that should be x squared plus would that be, let's say, bs, and then plus c, everything equal to 0, right? So if this thing sounds so abstract to you, make sure that if you are new here, you subscribe to the channel so that you are not going to see only letters and numbers in mathematics, but will give you a vivid understanding of what you are supposed to know in mathematics. So by the way, this is the nature of a quadratic equation, right? So all these guys here are numbers, so this should be a, right? So a, b, and c are all numbers, with the idea in mind that a is not equal to 0 or a is not equal to a negative number, right? So that's why I say you should know the concept of solving a quadratic equation. So that is where we are heading towards to. Since this is a logarithm that we are not familiar, let me say it in that way, we are not familiar in dealing with logarithm, we know how to solve a quadratic equation. So why don't you convert this guy to this and then solve that? When we are done, we replace what exactly we started with. Okay, by the way, the first step in solving this is to know some of the law and the rules that is governing the log, right? So we know that this guy here has to drop down. Is that okay? This exponent 3 here will drop down, right? So that's why we are going to have. That is one of the law or the properties of logarithm. This should be n, and then base 2, everything equal to 10, right? Okay, so someone will say, why is it that we are not going to drop this guy down? Pay very close attention here. Everything here is being into brackets, right? Everything here is being into brackets as compared to this. This is log n exponent 3. It's not the same as this one. Is that okay? So there's no way we are going to drop this down. Does it make sense? Okay, perfect. So here we have, okay, let me maintain this thing for the meantime. Everything equal to 2, right? So what you happy if you bring this, and remember where we are heading towards the quadratic equation. So this 10 here can come here, so by subtracting 10 from both sides of the equation, we should have log n base 2 everything squared plus 3 log n and then base 2 minus 10 everything equal to 0. So now what are we going to do here? So what will happen if you replace? So you can see what I said at the beginning of this video, right? So you can see the same log n base 2 here. I can see the same log n base 2 here. Is that okay? So what will happen if you replace log n base 2 by any letter of your own choice, right? So that can be a, b. Remember that letter that you are going to choose is not already in the questions that you are having, right? So s is the common one, so let's replace that by x. So meaning that whatever you are going to see log n base 2 here, we can easily put x there. So meaning this guy is going to be x squared plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. Right, there's something important you have to do at the end of by solving this quadratic. At the end of solving this quadratic equation, you have to make sure that you have to do something important. That's why you need to stay here to the end of the video. By the way, if you are new on this channel, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and then share the video also. If you're already here, just try and give us a thumbs up and then comment down below if you have any questions along. So now that we know how to solve this quadratic equation, what are we going to do? So we are going to use a factorization method, right? So this guy would tends to be x minus 2, and then s plus 5, everything equal to 0. If you are having different answer, don't hesitate to comment in the comments. Because of you, that is why we are here. So if you have any problem, just make sure that you comment along. But if you are gaining value from this video, again, once again, give us a thumbs up. That will push the algorithm for the YouTube for us to make a more video like this for you. Okay, so here we know how to solve. So x is going to be equal to 2, or x here is going to be equal to -5. Is that okay? Remember, we don't have x in our question, so this is the question that we are having. There's no x in the question, so we are the one who will introduce this x here, right? So what are we going to do? It means that this is what we have, so we are going to replace back, right? So we are going to replace this by saying that this guy will tends to be log of, because we know that x is equal to log n base 2, so log n base 2 here, that is going to be equal to 2, right? So this thing here, we are just replacing, right? So you are doing something on behalf of someone. When a person comes, you have to hand it over to the owner, right? That is exactly what you are doing here. Okay, so how do you solve this thing? You know how to solve this thing already. So it goes like this. It goes like this. So if you're already on this channel, you know how to do this. So that's going to be, that is the base, which is 2 exponent 2, everything is equal to n. So meaning that our n here is equal to 4. That is for the first one. Right? So what will be the values of this? Why don't you try this one and then comment in the comment section below? For right, this tell us also you are following, you are participating. Now let's look at this next question and see the difference between that and this. Here comes a very interesting question that says that we should solve, right? So anytime we come across the word solve the equation, it means that we are looking for the missing word, the variable, right? So the variables in these things are x and then y. And those are the variables that we have here, right? So that is exactly what we are looking for. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Now if I say that x minus 2, that is equal to 5, and then solve for this is what you are looking for. Is that okay? Right, so what is the price of this thing, so that when I deduct $2 or equivalent to your currency from it, I'm going to have a 5 for sure. That should be 7, right? So 7 minus 2, that should equal to 5, exactly. And this is what you are doing here, but a little bit different here is that we have a logarithm, right? So that is where we are in the family or in the countries of a logarithm, so we have to obey their rules and how to do that. Now how are you going to solve this? And these are two different things, so maybe someone may say simultaneous equation. All right, okay, we may accept it like that, but how are you going, which method are you going to use before you can move to that simultaneous equation? Let's consider that that's the method that you are going to use in solving this problem. You have to make sure that the logarithm, you are no more in the logarithm family, right? So you are no more in this logarithm family. So the question is, how are you going to move from this logarithm family? Because if you are familiar with simultaneous equation, you know clearly that it doesn't involve this logarithm thing, right? So let me give you a clue here. The first step here is to make sure that this guy goes back, right? So the 2 goes to the top, and then 2 also goes to the top here. So here, this particular equation here tends to be log of s minus 1 plus log, so step by step, right? So log of y exponent 2, everything is going to be equal to log of 3 exponent 2. Is that okay? So that is just going to be the first step. So once we are done with the first step, now we are aiming towards removing this logarithm thing here. So what are we going to do to take off this logarithm guy from this, so that we can easily solve it or have the idea with the simultaneous equation, but we know how to solve it without a logarithm? So the next step from here is going to be log of, you see this guy here tends to be what, to be 9, right? So log s minus 1 plus log y squared, everything is equal to log of log 9. Is that okay? So what are you going to do? Remember, the law says that if you are adding the same logarithm coming from the same base, by the way, the base here is going to be 10, right? So if you have any logarithm without a base, it means that they are what, in base 10, right? Okay, perfect. When we are adding two different logarithms, these two guys here with the same base, what the law says that we can add, multiply this and then that, combining them into one, right? Why don't you give us the comment in the comment section if you want us to solve this particular problem for you on this channel, right? So just give us a thumbs up in the comment section. That tell us that you want us to give you the solution. But if you may try your hands on it. So once you have any answer, just come back to this video and come and give us your answer in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.